Okay, so I mean, it feels like it's everywhere, right? It's promising to change literally everything your job, your world, all of it. But with all that noise, what is artificial intelligence really? Let's cut through the hype and get a clear, simple answer.
Because let's be real, that term gets thrown around constantly, and it usually sounds more like something out of a sci-fi movie than a piece of tech. Is it a thinking robot? A conscious mind trapped in a computer? Well, the truth is actually a lot more down to earth, and honestly, it's way more interesting.
At its absolute core, this is it. AI isn't a thing, it's a tool. It's just incredibly sophisticated software that's built on a whole lot of math and data, and it's designed to do one thing really well: recognize patterns and make predictions. It's not magic, but yeah, what it can do, it can sure feel like magic sometimes. So, to really get our heads around this whole topic, we're going to break it down into four simple parts. First up, we'll nail down what AI really is. Then, we're going to peek under the hood and see how the magic actually works. After that, we'll look at all the places it's already popping up in your life. And finally, we'll zoom out and tackle the big picture and some of the really important questions we all need to be asking. All right, so let's kick things off with a simple idea. To really get this, I want you to forget about computers and code for just a second, and instead, think about something way more familiar: how a little kid learns.
Right, so if you want to teach a toddler what a cat is, you don't hand them a dictionary definition of feline. No way. You just show them cats, a ton of them, pictures of cats, real cats, cartoon cats. Over time, their brain just figures it out. It builds this mental model, this pattern of catness, and pretty soon they can spot a cat they've never ever seen before. AI models do the exact same thing, just on a completely massive scale with billions of examples. And this whole idea, it's not new at all. The term AI was actually coined way back in 1956. But for decades, nothing much happened. We had these long AI winters where the funding just dried up. So what changed? Well, it was like the perfect storm. Three things happened all at once. We got a ridiculous amount of data from the internet to learn from, we got super powerful computer chips to process it all, and we had some major breakthroughs in the learning algorithms themselves. That combo is what created the explosion we're living through right now. Okay, so how do we get from just recognizing a cat to an AI that can write a poem or have a conversation? Let's take a look inside that black box. The so-called magic really just boils down to three main ways that an AI learns. First up, you've got supervised learning. This is where you feed the AI data that's already been labeled. Think of your email's spam filter. It learned by looking at millions of emails that humans had already marked spam or not spam. Then there's unsupervised learning. Here, you just dump a bunch of unlabeled data on the AI and say, find the patterns yourself. It's great for things like finding hidden customer groups. And finally, there's reinforcement learning. This is learning by trial and error. The AI gets a digital reward for a good move and a penalty for a bad one, which is exactly how AI masters games like chess or Go. Now, for understanding language, the game-changing moment was in 2017 with something called the transformer. Before this, AI read a sentence one word at a time, and by the end of a long sentence, it would often forget how it started. But the transformer looks at all the words at once. It uses this brilliant trick called attention to figure out how every single word relates to every other word, kind of like how your brain knows which words are the most important in a sentence. This was the breakthrough that made things like ChatGPT possible. Okay, listen up, because this is maybe the single most important thing to understand. An AI is not a search engine. It doesn't know facts. It's basically a very, very sophisticated autocomplete. It's just predicting the next most likely word in a sentence based on all the patterns it's learned. And that's why AI can hallucinate. It's why it can make up facts with total confidence. It's not retrieving information, it's generating text that sounds plausible. So if you remember one thing, remember this: never, ever blindly trust a fact you get from an AI. All right, that's enough theory. Let's bring this back down to earth. Where is this tech actually showing up? Let's talk about the tools you can use right now and the real-world impact they're having. You've probably heard of the big three players on the field. You've got ChatGPT from OpenAI, the one that basically introduced the whole world to this stuff. Then there's Claude from Anthropic, which is really well known for its great writing skills and a heavy focus on safety. And of course, there's Google's Gemini, which has the massive advantage of being built right into stuff you already use, like Google Search and Docs. They each have their own vibe. And it's not just about words anymore. I'm sure you've seen those mind-blowing images from tools like Midjourney. The way they work is just wild. It's a process called diffusion. It literally starts with a screen of pure static, just random noise. Then, using your text prompt as a guide, it slowly, step by step, pulls a clear image out of that chaos. It's incredible for creativity, but it's also kicked off this huge, complicated debate about art, artists, and copyright.
So, what about the impact on our jobs? Well, check out this number: 55%. A study found that AI tools like GitHub Copilot can help software developers code up to 55% faster. And here's the key: the AI isn't replacing them, it's augmenting them. It's a partner that handles the boring, repetitive stuff, which frees up the humans to focus on the creative, big picture problem solving.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question about jobs. And the honest answer is, well, it's complicated. Yeah, some jobs based on high-volume repetitive patterns probably will disappear. But way more jobs are just going to change, with AI becoming a powerful assistant. And this means the most important skill in the next decade probably isn't going to be something like coding. It's going to be knowing how to work with an AI to get the best results.
So, for our final section, let's zoom all the way out. Because this technology isn't just another app on your phone, it's a genuine force for change. And that means we have to start grappling with some very big, very real questions about where this is all headed. These are the things that are genuinely keeping researchers up at night. You've got bias. If you train an AI on our biased human data, guess what? You get a biased AI. You've got deep fakes, which mean that seeing is believing is basically over. Then there's the alignment problem, the huge challenge of making sure that as AI gets way, way smarter, its goals stay aligned with ours. These aren't sci-fi problems. These are happening right now. And when we look to the future, two big shifts are already happening. First, AI is becoming a multimodal. That just means it's not just about text anymore. It can see, it can hear, it can speak. Second, it's becoming more autonomous. So soon you won't just ask AI a question. You'll give it a whole mission, like plan a weekend trip to San Diego for under $500, and an AI agent will do all the steps for you. Researching flights, booking hotels, the whole thing.
When you get right down to it, AI is a tool. But it's also a mirror. It learns from us. It learns from the gigantic library of human knowledge and culture and junk that we've poured onto the internet, all our best ideas and all our worst ones too. It reflects humanity, warts and all. So the biggest question we face isn't really what can AI do? The real question is, what do we want to show it about ourselves?